Hello ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here, and welcome to some more Eternal Laddering. We are going to be taking a look at the ARGENPORT mid-range deck that was giving us such trouble when we were playing Maulers the other day. I'm not for certain that this is the definitive list, but I think it's really close to the ones that we were playing, mainly because it was the only list I could find that was running one or fewer protects. And we really didn't see Protect being played. This is Manu S's build, so I will be linking to that in the description if you'd like to take a look at it. But let's see what is going on here. We do have the one Protect, so we can give a unit or player Aegis for Sabotage to strip attachments or spells from the enemy hand to annihilates, kill target Sandstorm Titan dot card, pretty much. ARGENPORT Instigators, Tinker Overseers, so a 2/2 flyer for 2, and it gets +1/+1 if we play a relic. We've got a few relics in the deck, it looks like. To Vanquish, kill a unit with 4 attack or more. For Vara's Favor, to deal some damage and make sure we hit our power drops. For Bloodletter, a great weapon, 3 cost, 3/3. Summon, the Wielder gets lifesteal this turn. This was seeing really heavy play back before they nerfed Bartholo. For Slay, just 3 cost, kill a unit. For Unseen Commando, this card is awesome. I've played with this a bit in Recano in the past. 3 cost, 2/3, flying and lifesteal, and when one of your units with 2 or more battle skills attack, they get +1/+1 this turn, so it triggers for itself as well. For Valkyrie Enforcer, for the Silence. For Auric Runehammer, just a great weapon as well as a relic for our Tinker Overseers. For Impending Doom, 4 cost, 5/5, it does deal a damage to us at the end of our turn, but that is a drawback worth having, probably. And finally, for Tavrod, the big Minotaur himself, 5 cost, 5/7, Endurance. When he attacks, we draw a Minotaur and a weapon from the top 5 cards of our deck, and give them +5 attack and discard the rest. The power base is 8 Justice Sigil, 1 Emerald Monument, so to help us prevent flooding a bit, 5 Shadow Sigil, for each of ARGENPORT Banner, Crest, and Seat of Vengeance in the correct factions. Not sure how this is going to fare against the rest of the field, but it does seem to be fairly popular, at least it was when I was recording the Maulers, so let's see how she goes. Alright, got into that game really quickly, which is nice. I think this is keepable. We've got 2/2 drops, removal. If we draw power, we can drop Tavrod, sure. Snap this off. Probably want to play the Instigator first, unless they have something gumming up the ground, then we may do the Overseer. Oop, looks like Recano aggro here. So, Seat of Vengeance and pass. Not sure how this does against hyper-aggressive decks. Alright, get the Warcry there. Nothing else? Okay, that's good. Well, that's what we're doing. We're not dropping a unit. We're going to try to kill this. They can save it with a Protect or a Finest Hour. They don't have that. So now we have the opportunity to silence something, and Unseen Commando seems like a great thing to be silencing, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Stopping that thing from activating seems awesome for us. Alright, there's where the Warcry went, and then they've got one without a Warcry. So, do we want to try to hold back? They have a lot more power on the board than us. We can play an Impending Doom, and we haven't seen any Telltale Pause from them yet, so unless they drew it, or draw it next turn, they don't have a fast spell. I think we are going to attack. We could also just double spell, but I think I like deploying the Impending Doom here. If they do attack, then that probably means they've got a combat trick and we won't want to block. Or they've just got a deep forged plate, and we're going to take 8. Good thing we've got a Slay. Did get a war cry there and deal quite a bit of damage to us. So I do think we slay that thing. And we're low enough. Well, no, we should be in good position to race, especially with them only having 1 card in hand. So let's just pound in there and pass. Long as they don't have another deep forged plate. Soulfire Drake's a lot of damage too, so that's 9 coming in. Another war cry. We're down to 5. Obliterate kills us here. We're surely going to play out the banner. Now we could slay this, which would trigger its Entomb. So each unit in their deck would randomly get flying or charge. That doesn't affect the card that's in their hand. That would also allow us to play a minion. Or a unit. So many different terms in these card games. And unless they have something, even if we don't block, they're not lethal. So I think our best bet is to slay this. Then we're going to... Well, no, they will be lethal because we'll be taking 1 damage from the impending doom. Let's attack in with that. And then we'll play out our Instigator, intending to block. Alright, we have to block that. And it got flying. Alright, block. Alright, Vanquish is okay here. 8 damage is not enough. So we have to vanquish that. And we have to play out the Overseer, and I don't think we can attack. Because they'll definitely get through 2, and then our Instigator will kill us when something dies, so we have to end the turn and go to 2. Any burn at all kills us here. Which is not what that is. Oh, baby. That seems good, right? Yeah. That seems good. So this will also prevent us from taking the damage that it does this turn, as we have life still. It'll still do it, but we'll gain it right back. Still pretty precarious here. So they can't afford to attack with this unless they're for sure going to kill us or have another flyer or removal for this. What do you have? Yeah, can't attack with that unless you have a way to deal with this. Or at least block it. Alright, so apparently they don't have the kill in hand. They're going to time here thinking about it. So the question is, what do we block with? And I think we throw away the Tinker since it's smaller, even though it does fly. Yep, block. Alright, Sword of Icaria, so they're killing this as well. We'll take another damage. So we were losing both things there no matter what we did. Alright, so they have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 showing. If we block there, they've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which would be lethal because this is going to kill us, but they have to block. So let's attack. Alright, they'll gain 2 life, which also lowers the damage output because this won't get the pluses. And it's either Doom or Tevaron. Doom will do an extra damage to us, but it does protect us if they top deck a hasty flyer. So this will take us to 6. block. We'll take 4. Yeah, I think this is our best bet. Because of the Soulfire Drake dying, they could have another hasty whirling duo. And we have to block here. And if they have a torch or a finest hour, we're dead. Otherwise, we probably win. And we win. Sweet. That was right down to the wire. That's the kind of games I like. Alright, Unseal. Sure, we'll take that. Something for us to dust. Let's jump right back in. This deck feels pretty good so far. Admittedly, we've just started. Seemed okay versus aggro there. Can't really tell with just one match. You need many games to really get a feel for what the deck is going to do versus a certain matchup. Simply because of the random nature of the card game. A deck isn't going to perform the same every single game. And then there's those games where you just get power screwed and don't actually get to play anything. But that's why we're drawn to these games, right? Because if we wanted something that was entirely skill-based, we'd all be playing chess. Alrighty. This is an unkeepable hand. Can't cast really anything till turn 4, and we need Shadow to do everything else, so we'll redraw that. That's better. So we've got turn 2 Instigator, potentially turn 3 Commando, if the Instigator lives, so that we can play our other banner undepleted. Seek Power, they're showing Stone Scar. With the Seek Power, they're probably Armory, though. And the Instigator was an okay draw, because if this one dies, then we can play this one instead of the Unseen Commando. So we'll do our Sigil into an Instigator, and they are indeed showing Tevaron Armory factions over there. Yep, and this one is dying, so bye-bye to that, and we'll take a damage. Also interested to see how we do versus this style of deck. So we've definitely got Unseen Commando next turn. Alright. Armory living up to its name. Sad thing is, if we play that out, then it's definitely going to die, but we can't just sit here and take 4 to the face every turn. Kinda sad we didn't draw our 4th power there, because this would have been a much better play if they didn't have removal for it, because then they couldn't kill it with the Rune Hammer. And unfortunately, they had Throne Warden to give them 4 armor, so their Rune Hammer still lives. We did draw our power, so let's play out Impending Doom and hope they don't have a Vanquish or a Slay. These cards right here. We will not block, because that would allow them to kill our Impending Doom with their Rune Hammer. Right, that's okay. Let's see what we can scout out here. Overseer. Do we want an Overseer? I mean, I suppose we want more units, so put that on top. Let's suit this one up and get in for 8. Gain a bit of life back there. And a good chance this is dying. We may be able to get them to waste a Harsh Rule on a single creature here. That seems okay. They don't seem to have anything. And I'm not going to play anything else out. Just going to try to force a Harsh Rule. Because this is more than enough to end the game on its own if they don't deal with it. Okay, Recano Artisan. Doesn't really do the job. Sword of Icaria, just for the armor. I'm perfectly fine with that. Let's get in there. And we are lethal next turn, so we'll pass. If they Harsh Rule, they'll kill their side of the board as well. The Aegis doesn't protect your stuff from your own spells. Now, if they have two harsh rules, we might be in a bit of trouble. Rune Hammer. Okay. Alright, cool, we got there. No Vanquish or Slay from the opponent was just the ticket we needed. Let's see. Already into bronze chests here, so if we want to get anything good, we're going to have to get a random upgrade. This deck's feeling pretty good. I'm sure there are things that are bad matchups for it. Yeah, again, can't really keep this. That's pretty bad too. So, looking like we may lose this one. Both rank 47. I did not even know that that was possible. Probably Skycrag aggro. Maybe Yetis. Alright, another Snowcrest Yeti. Yep, at least we've got a Overseer we can play out. And, yeah, we need to block. Alright, if you could give me an undepleted Shadow next turn, really an undepleted anything so that I can Rune Hammer this thing, I would greatly appreciate it, deck. A Shadow would do the job too, though. Sure. Great. Save our Rune Hammer for something potentially bigger. Seems okay to me. I think our opponent's having power issues too. I really do suspect they've got fire in this deck. There it is. Okay, they are Skycrag aggro. Okay. So we have choices. We can Impending Doom. We could favor one of these. We could Rune Hammer and kill that. I'm on the Rune Hammer, kill the Warcry train at the moment, so let's do that. Also gives us a bit of armor, so we're only going to take 1 damage from what's on board. They could play something hasty or a pump spell and do more to us. Right, Cinder Yeti, sure. And now I'm much happier about Vara's favoring here. And we do that before we play the Shadow Sigil, so as to give them less information. Then we'll play out Impending Doom. They don't know we have a second Shadow Sigil in hand now, whereas if we'd played it previous to the Vara's favor, they would. It's a marginal advantage, but it's worth getting if you can. Alright, exhaust there. This Bloodletter, oh well, never mind. I was going to say this Bloodletter is going to be really good for us, but Permafrost says otherwise. And, I mean, I guess we could play it on here to just not take a damage this turn, but that seems horrible. So, 11, going to 3, Torch to kill us. Torch? Come on, torch us. Kill me already. Okay. Well, we can kill 2 and still die. Good game. Alright, so we're not sure about that. Our hand and draw that turn was horrible, so this may still be an okay matchup. It felt like it was winnable if we'd had a decent draw. Just gotta roll with those bad RNGs. Alright, getting into games quickly this morning. I like that a lot. Yeah. This seems good. We do need to draw a couple more power, but the scout helps with that, so we'll keep it. So we've got turn 2, one of these. Ah, we drew 1. We still need a shadow, though we don't have a double shadow card in hand yet. Crest. Do we want a crest? That would give us our shadow. Yeah, we'll take that crest. That's fine. We can still play out stuff on curve and then play it later if we need to. Right. Some sort of primal based deck. Don't know if they're straight primal or if they're 2 or even 3 factions. There is several iterations of Feln on the ladder right now that you see. Reanimator Feln, Feln Control. Let's go with the Sabotage. Looks like it is Feln. We'll take the Lightning Storm. And attack. We know they have Avara's Favor. There's also Icaria Armory, Splashing Blue, or Primal, as it's actually called in this game. No, let's attack for 5. Would love to have had an undepleted sigil. We did keep the crest so that we could start rune hammering them. Let's favor, just to thin out, and we will be giving them the information. We have a shadow sigil, but I think the scout is worth it. We do not want that, and we'll pass. Alright. So their hand seems to be minion or unit heavy. They can't really deal with this the next turn because they need 6 power to play Black Sky Harbinger, which is their best answer to this. So I think we're just going to Rune Hammer and pound in. Vara's, I'm silly. We got 4 damage out of it. We knew they had Vara's Favor, so yeah, they did have a way to deal with it, which is actually fine, I think. So they can't wipe our board next turn. They need 7 power for that to play Lightning Storm and then Withering Witch. So we're going to swing for 6. Put them to 2. And we just flood the board here. Yeah, no silencing, thank you. Double Lightning Storm's probably their only out here. Or Lightning Storm plus Devastating Setback. Apparently they don't have it. Alright, no upgrades today. Alright, let's hope our little winning streak here continues. This seems good. We've got turn 2 into potentially turn 3, but we've also got faction fixing here, so we'll keep this. And we'll definitely lead off with the seat. Alright, Stone Scar there. We will go with Overseer. Right, only showing Stone Scar. Probably, Highway Queen? Or Royal Burn, as some of the players call it. Let's kill this. We don't want to kill that in case they're one of the older rally builds that run Shadowlands Guide, I believe is the name, that can bring back a 1 cost, and then they would get 2 creatures back for 1. Alright, Quarry. Assembly line, so they are a rally build with Quarry in it? Seems a little strange. I'm going to attack with this, and then instead of the Bloodletter, which we would have played pre-combat if we were going to, we're going to play out the Unseen Commando. We do need another power. Any power will do, preferably an undepleted one. Okay. They are a Grenadin deck. They are Grindadin. Gotcha. Hadn't seen Grindadin on the ladder in a bit. Why, it didn't immediately spring to mind there. Well, we'll play out our other Unseen Commando. So this may be a bad matchup. They have a lot of control-y tools that may get the better of this deck. It's not helping that we're not hitting a 4th power drop either. Another madness. Okay. Are we getting it back? Nope, you're devouring it. Sad days. Flyers are good versus this deck if we can manage to ever keep one out. Alright. Kept it on top. That's probably really bad for us. Another Grenadin. And Combust. Goodbye, Instigator. And a Hatcher. I'm expecting to see a Scrap Tank or a Gear Cruncher next turn, I believe it's called, the 7-drop. No, Scrapper, okay. So they can draw. They probably should have done that. We're going to use Vanquish, because these hit anything. And we're still in bad shape, especially if we don't ever draw a 4th power. Kinda counting on this impending doom getting suited up with Bloodletter and gaining us a bunch of life. They gonna do it this time? Yes, they are. Alright. Yep. We are obligated to kill that. Sitting here with all these awesome spells in hand that we just can't cast. Alright, all the scrappers, eh? Well, this time I'm just going to silence it. As it looks like our deck's never going to give us a 4th power, so we're going to be bloodlettering that if it lives. No blocks. Go to 4. Assembly line, sure. Torrent of Spiders also. So, we gain 6 to 10, and we take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. That makes us dead, if you didn't do the counting there with me. So we could kill this, and that would still be 7 coming in, block, and we're dead. We're just dead. Every which way you look at it. Good game. Alrighty, so we definitely cannot win when we get stuck on 3 power. Good to know. Alright, bit of a longer wait for a match there. I don't fancy keeping a hand with 3 weapons in it. That's a bit better. Would like to draw 1 more undepleted power really soon so that we can go 2-drop into 3-drop. That will do. Get our scout here. Yeah, I think we'll take an Impending Doom. We're definitely going to be able to cast it. Potentially against a mirror. So we will go Seat into Instigator. We do want to take a turn to Sabotage here at some point. And let's attack. Okay. And then we're going to silence this. We did it after attacking so that they would be less likely to just chump with it. So next turn I think we're going to Commando plus Sabotage, the Sabotage first. Alrighty. Let's start with a Sabotage. Take the Slay. Good. Nothing else in their hand except for units. So neither of these has 2 battle skills, so no use playing that pre-combat. And yeah, I'm happy to trade either of these for this. If they want to double block this guy, then we'll play this. Right, second Unseen Commando's not great for us. Get both those triggers on this so it can swing as a 4/5. Instigator, sure. Yeah, we will not be blocking. Well, we're going to start with the Scout just to see what's coming. I will take another Impending Doom, for sure. We're going to hold back the Instigator this turn and swing with the 2 flyers. And then hopefully they haven't top-decked a removal spell since we sabotaged, because Impending Doom does a really good job of holding these back. Well, they did. Well, glad for the second one coming. They are going to hit us for 8 and gain 8 life here, though, which is not great. Yep. Second Doom. Yep, we still just keep pounding in. Gaining a couple 3 life ourselves. We'll play out this Doom. I think we're going to hold this Sigil. Please don't have another removal spell. Alright, they did not. So I'm perfectly happy trading either of these for one of these. They will have to double block to kill one. I think I want to hold my Doom back to keep them from attacking, so let's do that. Alright, double blocking, so we'll kill one of them. Good deal. Going to play out Tevaron, and again, just hold this Sigil. Alright, they had another commando. Not the best. Our Singleton Protect. That's interesting. Well, I think we're going to attack with this and the Valkyrie. Alright. Well, that's not great. Would have loved to have got anything from Tevaron there. Yep, kill one of these commandos again. Yeah, I don't want to cast Protect, game. I know that you have to give me that option, but I'm not going to do it. Alright. Now we will play out this Sigil and pass. Tevaron of their own. That's potentially problematic. I take it back. It's no problem at all. Hopefully they have no Protect. They have something quick. And it is a Protect. Alright. Well, if we attack with our own Tevaron, we have to bank on hitting a Rune Hammer to kill this thing, because they're almost certainly going to probably triple block it. So, probably our best bet is to swing with this. They'll probably let it through, then they attack. Tevaron does get a plus. We can double block and kill it, losing this. We're in a really weird position here. Yeah, I think we swing with the Doom. I don't want to lose my Tevaron. Though maybe that's wrong. Maybe I should just be suiciding it, hoping to hit off the 5 cards. Kind of hurts that we only had a 4 left, because then even another Tevaron we could have deployed this turn. So now they have to decide if they're just going to hit for 3 and gain 3 life, or if they're going to suicide their Tevaron. Alright, they are going for it. Hope they missed too. They did not. So we don't know if it's a weapon or another Tevaron, because they didn't put either in their Void, we are going to double block. Alright, favor. No thank you. It was an Arc Interrogator. Okay, so this is a slightly different build than we've been seeing. That Interrogator's pretty good. It can trade with Tevaron all by itself, though. Honestly, at this point, I'd be happy to have them trade that and stop drawing cards. So we are going to attack. We're going to hold this back this turn. Aha, good. So the question is, do we want Runehammer or Bloodletter? They're both great. Runehammer's the most useful immediately, though, so we'll take it. Yep, trade there. And we are going to Instigator, Runehammer, and kill that. Okay, 3 damage. Our Runehammer protects us from Impending Doom this turn, which is good, so we're at 7. They do have something fast, though. Another Protect, maybe? So if they attack in, then they die. Put us to 4. Another Tevaron? It's not great. The thing is, they're dead. Because they have to block if we attack with both, and if they block, they take 3 damage from Instigators. Or we can just vanquish and kill them that way. Another great game, just down to the wire. Really happy with how this deck's performing, just in the small sample size we have here. And I do always like to stress that, like, 6 or 7 games is a very small sample size. It takes dozens of games before you really get a feel for how good a deck is, and maybe what needs to be changed or whatnot. I thought that their inclusion of the Arc Interrogator was very interesting. It seemed pretty good. I don't know that I would want to replace anything in this deck with it, though. I mean, maybe the Tinker Overseer, but the Tinker Overseer's less power to get out. And it is another flyer, and a lot of decks just have trouble dealing with flyers. So, yeah, good session here. Again, I will have a link to the original deck list on eternalwarcry.com. That is by Manu S. in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, let me know in the comments, and by leaving a like below, it really does help tremendously. And of course, subscribe if you'd like to see more in the future. I have been Tevaron, and until next time, friends, be excellent to each other.